Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Esoteric Ramblings. I'm Jesse Arnold, and today is week 27 of Comic Rundown 2021, Wednesday, July 7th. Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me today. I am excited about today's rundown. There's some really cool books in this set, and I'm really excited to dive into it. So, as always, I start with trying to get into the habit of doing my graphic novels or collected editions up front, followed by some number ones, and then diving into the rest of the list up to my cover choice of the week and my top three. So that said, before I get into all of that, thanks for watching. If you are new to the channel, please feel free to hit that like and subscribe if you'd like, or if you've been watching and haven't done it yet, maybe take a moment to do that if you don't mind. Also, if you ever want to check out my collections in the background, I do post more pictures of my collection of stuff over on my Instagram page. Just shelve it, just.shelve.it over on Instagram if you want to check that out. So Wednesday is Comic Rundown each week, and Fridays are my TV review for the week. Currently, I've been doing Bad Batch and Loki, which I've already watched today's new episode of Loki, and I can't wait to talk about it. I'm going to have to rewatch it before I do my review, but there's some great Easter eggs in that. This week, there was no post-credit scene, so if you are watching, I won't give you any spoilers here. There's no post-credit scene, but it's a great episode. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to watching it again, and Bad Batch. And this Friday, I'll be watching Black Widow, and I'll probably use that for my Monday Madness, which every other week goes from a movie review to a toy haul. So this week was a toy haul. If you want to check that out, I had a pretty massive video this week of some stuff and some unboxings, including the new Battle Cat from Masters of the Universe Revelation, and some other things. So feel free to check that out if you want. And as always, please, if you're any questions or anything you want to know, hit me up in the comments. I love interacting with people, so if you have any questions, feel free to put them on there. Or if there's something you want to recommend that I check out, please do. All right, that said, we're going to dive right in, starting with Firefly, Blue Sun Rising, the hardcover, which collects Blue Sun Rising 0 and number 1, and I don't know, is that it? I don't know if that's it, but it's part of the Firefly series from Boom that picked up when Dark Horse gave the rights over to them. I've not read this story yet. I'm looking forward to reading it. I'm a couple volumes behind at this point, just with everything else I've got going on and reading. You can see them over in the corner here, my other Firefly collections down there back on the distance. So yeah, Blue Sun Rising collection is out today. All right, new number ones. Let's do these alphabetically. From Frank Cho, Sabine Rich is the long anticipated, at least for me, long anticipated Fight Girls number 1 from AWA Upshot Comics. Excuse me. It's I don't want to say it's Miss America meets Hunger Games, but it's Miss America meets Hunger Games. So it's all of these incredible women who get pitted to basically be the new queen of their world. And it's a survival competition. At least the first issue is a survival competition. We'll see what the next stories entail. I mean, it's called Fight Girls, so I can't imagine it's just going to be a beauty pageant in the next issues. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's full of all the Frank Cho humor and snark and sort of stuff that you would expect from a Frank Cho book, and it's absolutely delightful. Up next is Masters of the Universe Revelation number 1 from Dark Horse. It's a new mini-series bridging the gap, I think, from the old show, or at least it's the prequel to the new animated series. I don't know how closely tied in it's going to be into the original show from the 80s, but this was already filled with a lot of great surprises and a really cool story. Really enjoy this cover from Stepan Sejic. Almost made my cover choice of the week, but didn't quite get there. But great cover. It's getting a lot of reflection from my lights here. Great cover with a lot of the classic, some of my favorite characters from the series right on the front there. So Masters of the Universe Revelation #1 out today. Spider-Man issue 70, Prelude to the Sinister War. Feels like this is something that's been building in the background for the last couple of issues in the Chameleon Conspiracy. So we're going from one plot to the next in Spider-Man, and this was cool. I really enjoyed this issue. I'm excited to see where this goes because I've never really read Spider-Man during a good Sinister Six story, so I'm interested to see where this takes us. Starting in Avengers 46 is the beginning of the World War She-Hulk, where the Red Guard is after She-Hulk for some reason, for what we don't know. But this is another great issue of Avengers if you've been enjoying the Jason Aaron series. Definitely don't want to miss out. If you are not reading Avengers and you like She-Hulk, or you'd never read anything with She-Hulk, this is a great story to jump in on, dealing with whatever this is going to be. I'm not going to spoil anything. But yeah, the Red Guard is after She-Hulk. That's all I'll say. Issue 2 of Basilisk from Boom Studios, Cullen Bunn and crew on this. This is another great story. It answers some questions and it sets up a lot more. So I'm really intrigued by this series. It's kind of a supernatural horror thriller whodunit, kind of, not whodunit, but just mystery. So I'm really enjoying this series. Beautiful artwork, fun storytelling. Batman 110 has Batman facing off with the Magistrate program, Peacekeeper 01. This is really cool. This was a fun issue. I really enjoy the artwork in this series, and this issue is no exception. Issue 30, the final issue of the Ta-Nehisi Coates Captain America run. It's definitely a more reflective issue. You've got some stuff going on with Cap and Red Skull and things, and while I know I've been kind of critical of this series, it's not been a bad story. It hasn't been the most exciting story to me, but it has been well told, I think. So it's the end of an era, or an end of an arc for this series, and we'll see where Captain America goes next. If you checked my video last week, there is a new mini-series, The United States of Captain America, where he's dealing with a whole underground network of people standing up to injustices as their own version of Captain America. So that series has been fun so far. Well, at least the first issue was. We'll see how the rest of it goes. Up next, Children of the Atom #5. This helped me understand some of the Hellfire Gala stuff, which as to why the Children of the Atom characters were at the gala. I feel like this issue maybe was supposed to have come out prior to those books and just didn't make it. But yeah, this was cool to see them finally interact with the actual X-Men, and looks like we've got one final issue left of this arc, maybe the series. I think it's just supposed to be a mini-series, so we'll see where that goes. And as usual, I'm going to be completely honest, I did not read this next book. I kind of flipped through it. I think I am done with this series at this point, just because I've got so much going on. But I did get, they pulled me the Russell Dauterman Psylocke variant, so this will go nicely with my Rogue variant. So this isn't even going to go in my Hellions box. This is going to go probably in a display somewhere. So, well, I don't know where, but it's going in a frame or something. Justice League 64. This was cool, introducing the United. So it's this the team put together by the United Planets, and they're dealing with an issue. I feel like it just kind of came out of nowhere, but this was a fun issue. I really love the interaction between the characters in the Justice League in this series, especially Green Arrow and Black Canary. I think it's fun seeing Naomi get to be brought into the Justice League proper, and her family coming to visit her at the Hall of Justice. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a Justice League I'm more happy to read. I'm just waiting for the day that Wonder Woman Diana gets to come back to the team, since she's off in her own limbo world after saving the universe. Transformers Escape #5, the final issue of this tie-in miniseries. The Insecticons are attacking, and will they not escape from the Insecticons and the devastation that's coming to Cybertron? This is a nice miniseries tying into the main book, as we watch the fall of Cybertron through the eyes of the Transformers as it's happening, instead of in flashbacks, as I'm used to seeing it. Star Wars: War of the Bounty Hunters. Next chapter is in Bounty Hunters 14. We've got an assassin bounty hunter here after Valance and Dengar. So many names running through my head, as they are getting closer to figuring out what's going on with learning about Crimson Dawn and what happened to them in the era between the fall of the Republic and the current timeline. So yeah, it's been interesting to see more about what Crimson Dawn's been up to for the last 23 years or so, or 10 years, 15 years, whatever it's been since Solo, when we last saw them in the movie. X-Force 21, again, another title I believe I am wrapping up my time with. I didn't really read this one entirely. It's some sort of alteration of Swamp Thing. I don't think this is the actual Swamp Thing character from what I did read of it, but it has to do with all the horrible shenanigans going on in the X world. All right, now we come to my cover choices of the week. Cover choice of the week. And I don't get a lot from this artist much anymore, so when I saw he was doing this cover, I had to get this one. It's again Masters of the Universe Revelation, #1 by Mike Mignola. I absolutely love his covers, and seeing him do He-Man and Skeletor is just absolutely fantastic. The colors are fantastic. It's just all around a great cover. I love it, and really enjoyed this issue, so check that out. And my top 3, starting with #3, is issue 5 of Nocterra. This issue, I really enjoyed it. We get some more backstory, we get some real progress in what's going on, and some different things. So it's kind of not necessarily the end of the arc, but kind of a wrapping up some things that have been happening and setting things up for what's to come next. I really enjoyed this issue. I think the artwork in this book is fantastic from Tony Daniel, and Scott Snyder is really weaving a tale that I'm really enjoying. It's dark, no pun intended, since the world is dark, but it's been a fun ride so far, and I can't wait to see where it goes. #2 for my top 3 for the week is issue 2 of Wonder Girl from Joelle Jones and Company. This is really cool. I really enjoyed this issue. It bounces up back and forth between Joelle Jones' artwork and Adriana Mello, with Jordi Belair as the colorist, written by Joelle Jones, and it's just a really cool issue. We get to see these kind of flashbacks, because the last issue we saw her get pulled into the waters, I believe at a waterfall or a river in Brazil somewhere, and we learn a little bit more about why the different branches of the Amazons are after her, between the ones on Themyscira and Bana Migdal. Not sure how to pronounce that. I don't think I've ever heard it said out loud. So yeah, Wonder Girl #2, great issue, continuing the story. I'm really enjoying this series, and yeah, it's just I can't say enough good things about it. It's beautiful artwork between the two different artists working on it. Their styles are not identical, but they're similar enough where it's not a jarring shift between, especially since it's not, if it was like a flashback or a different story, that would be cool with a very different style, but their styles are similar enough, or have a similar feel to them, that it feels like I'm still reading the same story. And surprisingly to all of you, maybe not, but number one for the week is X-Men #1, which I did not do at the beginning because I knew it was my number one pick for the week. So X-Men #1, yes, I am finally excited for an X book. It's a nice gatefold cover, or at least wraparound cover from from Pepe Larraz and Marta Gracia. I've been looking forward to this mainly because my girl Rogue is in this series. She's on the team, and I really loved her introduction in this issue. She gets pulled right into the action straight out the gate. Again, I'm not a huge fan of what's going on in the X universe at the moment, but this story is finally making me excited because they're getting back out into the world. They're no longer just isolating themselves and being, mutants are the best and all that stuff. They're out trying to help the world, and they go right back to New York City, and it's cool seeing them be presented in a way like the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, or these other teams where they're just representing out in the open, and there's still a lot of people that fear and hate them, but they're doing their own thing. So in some regards, I like that that's been coming into this. It's a really cool issue. The way they set up their base, their headquarters is really cool, and I'm really excited to continue reading this for the time being because it's for the first time since all of this X stuff started. I've been really excited about things because, like I said, they're out in the world, they're trying to help the Earth, and it's not just about how superior mutants are and all of this stuff we've been reading for the last 2 years, which have not been really my cup of tea. So I'm not going to keep going down the negative road. I'm very excited about this issue. It was a lot of fun. Absolutely gorgeous artwork throughout it, some good humor, cool action. I'm really intrigued to see who the villains in this shape up to be. They do a bit of a thing in here that could be really hokey, but I actually really enjoyed it. And yeah, I won't say what that is, but yeah. So that's it. That's my comic haul for week 27 of 2021, Wednesday, July 7th. A lot of great books out there, and there's a lot more that I don't read that I'm sure are equally great. I just don't get to them. So if you have any thoughts or comments, please hit it up down in the comments below. And that'll be a wrap for me today. Have a great one. I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay cool, stay hydrated, be safe if you're going outside, and ramble on.